Hello guys, welcome back to the clinic, and I am your host Marakani Mukete, and I'm joined by my handsome co-host.
I'm Lingile Matutani, and as he already said, welcome back to another episode of the clinic.
Alright, so as you guys know, if we've been talking about sexual and reproductive health and rights, and how this affects communities such as, you know, the LGBTQI and also people that are living with disabilities. Today we are joined by such a wonderful individual, a special guest who was very knowledgeable in cases, or very well knowledgeable in things that have to do with sexual and reproductive health and rights, and how this affects people that live with disabilities. Please help me welcome to the clinic today, Dr. Love. So, Dr. Love, please ojwetse the viewers who Dr. Love is in general.
On Sunday, I'm Gerard. During the week, I'm Temba, or Dr. Love, and I am the Secretary General of the Lesotho Network of Development of the Blind. And we receive many different cases, actually, of different people from different places, how they are being taken, like maybe in villages, maybe in health, and etc. Many sectors of life. Yes.
That is amazing. I don't know, Lungile, would you like to ask?
No, I feel like I should get straight into it, right?
Let's do that.
That was a beautiful introduction, by the way.
I loved it as well.
I'm taking that one. I'm Lulu on Sundays.
100%.
I'm Lulu on Sundays. Hey man, thank you so much for being here with us and taking time out of your schedule to be with us and joining the space and joining the conversation.
Thank you.
I feel like it's very, very important for us to have this conversation, specifically because we're talking about people who are a minority in the national and global space as well, right?
So we believe. Thank you.
Right. And I want to ask you a few questions. I think me and my co-host have a few questions for you in line with your access to health and what has been happening in your own personal experiences.
Wow.
I'd want to ask Corena, in your space, specifically seeking help from health workers, maybe with issues of your sexual health, maybe. How has that experience been for you? Where you have been seeking help, when I experience how, what has it given to you? What has it shown you? Are you treated? Do you feel like you're treated any different from a person who obviously has the full health, visually capable, you know? Do you think that your experience is different, and what has been your personal experience? Didi health worker
Actually, like I mentioned, what I'm doing, I said I'm the Secretary General of the Lesotho Network of Development of the Blind. And for myself, because I can speak for my rights, I know where my rights starts at, and I know what to say to anybody. I have no any bad experience, but we have received so many complaints from our clients who are visually impaired persons. That, let me give you an example of one. One lady was in the hospital somewhere in Maseru here. I won't mention the name of the clinic anyway. But this person was pregnant, and she had to go for labor. When she was there, let me tell you, the lady was beaten. Why did you do this? Who taught you to do this? Why did you think it's important for you to do this when you cannot see? She was tortured the other way around. And it wasn't a good move for a nurse to do that. Actually comparing, or with the understanding of what the word nurse means, N-U-R-S-E, what it means actually. You know, we understand that you should be nursing this person, not harming this person, not torturing this person, not making this person not feel comfortable. Because after you have the baby or whatever, the lady had to say, thank you, you actually helped me, and etc. You know, instead of saying, oh, help me God, so how can I leave this place? You know, it was something very bad. One other example is that one gentleman, we are human beings actually. Before, let me say, before our disabilities, we are people, and we do normal things as other people do. This gentleman was in a bar, and he had a problem with another colleague of him, up to where they ended up fighting, you know. And this gentleman, he was a physical disabled person. He had to go to the hospital as well, to the clinic. I won't even mention the name as well again. You know, why? Why do you drink beer? You are disabled, physically disabled, but you also drink beer at the same time. Why? The question lies. How does the beer enter into this person's disability? You know, it doesn't really make sense at all. You know, these are the kind of examples that we there are so many actually. I just can't finish up this whole thing, giving out all the big examples, but there are so many. But what I can tell you is, disability is not inability. This one we should make people aware of, that disability is not inability. And again, what people should learn is that we are expecting better services like anybody else when going to the clinic. We not because we have disabilities and then we should be treated in a disability way. You so we have our own disabilities, and if you treat us in a disability way or in a disabled way, then you make us not feel comfortable. Everybody should know their work. They should know what they do. They know what they are trained for. And I do not believe that they've been trained to disqualify other people's lives. I don't really believe that. It is up to their choice. But however, we're not getting tired of that. We're always creating awareness to make people understand how things should really go, like when they are good. Thank you.
So Dr. Love, I really admire people that live with visual impairments. I really admire how consistent that they are with raising awareness, with how they before they're actually visually impaired, they are people, and this is the message that they are trying to send out to societies. But how do you counsel? For example, you just use the example of the pregnant lady. How do you counsel people that have been through such traumatic situations? How do you make sure that they're back to themselves and they're feeling all right again?
Hey, this is a good question. I like it so much. Yes. Actually, we sit down with the person, sit down with parents, if there are any parents or any caretaker peoples, and we sit down with them. We make them understand who this person is and what rights does this person have. And we also talk to the same person with visual impairment. Tell him or her rights, make him aware or her of her rights, where they start and where they should not be breached by anybody. That's our work. That's what we do. And this is something that we do in all 10 districts of Lesotho. In my organization, we have 10 branches, since we have 10 districts, So we do this countrywide. We make them understand what disability is. Sometimes you may get a visual impairment at the age of 40. You see, and you have a family, you have kids, and they really don't understand
how they're supposed to treat you.
Exactly, how they should actually go about it. It's our work to sit down with the family and make them understand who you are and that you are still a father or you are still a mother. There are so many causes of blindness. Actually, it can be actually the cause of sugar diabetes. It can be HIV and AIDS. There are so many. It can be an injury, maybe at work or somewhere else. Those kind of things. Actually, we sit down with the people and make them understand that he's still a man. He's still a lady.
The same person.
He's still the same person that you knew before, and he still have powers.
Okay. Yes. Our focus mainly is on the fact that nurses, or not even nurses, I feel like this is more of an attack. Do you feel like
workers.
Health workers in general, do you feel like it's different with different hierarchies? Moto eling ngaka, a doctor, and a person who's a nurse and a person who's an assistant nurse, do you feel like the experience is different? Do you feel like more of them are professional as it goes up? Like a doctor is more understanding than a nurse is, or do you feel like the whole system has to be reviewed for this?
Not actually. doctors do have understanding. Even on the nurses side, not all nurses are like that.
Yeah.
That's how I can answer this question. But however, the system itself needs to be reviewed. I think we need to visit the National Health Training Center and find out if they ever give training concerning people with disabilities. I think we need to find out that one. We haven't done it yet, but I think it's an assignment for us to do it. Thank you, sir.
No, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for being with us and sharing that much about your experience and the experience of your people. I feel like maybe we need to be more present for each other. Like, it's a concept of Ubuntu and caring for each other.
Exactly.
The same way I'd care for a person with fully visual capabilities.
You're right, man. You're right.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Actually, thank you. I would also like to thank you very much for giving me this opportunity on behalf of people with disabilities. Actually, if disability doesn't make any application when it comes to you, it comes to you not being aware, not waiting for it, not calling for it. So we should all, the whole nation, we should all take ourselves as we have disability problem, because it will never say now Lungile, I'm coming. It won't say that. It can't really say that, you know. It will just come at this an unexpected time, you know. The other thing is there's no place, no country, not even a single island that is actually dedicated for people with disabilities. We live in one world, one nation, one country. We speak one language, and we should really understand how to treat each other and how to live with each other fairly and nicely, and making each other feel more comfortable. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that.
And there you have it, guys. Thank you so much, Dr. Love, for blessing us with your presence on the clinic.
Welcome back to the clinic, and this time we have a beautiful person next to us who has been a big part of this project and been part of the awareness of everything that we're talking about on this podcast. And I want her to introduce herself, man. I feel like that is not my space. I feel
it's so fitting for her to just tell the viewers.
Yeah.
Kimang.
I'm a powerhouse.
That's right.
I will introduce myself. Hi guys, I'm Tiffany. I don't have much to say. I'm an upcoming actress. I do business, and I'm a child of God.
That's
FYI.
right. That's
I
gotta
had
be
to
a
put that in. I guess that's all I can say. Yeah.
Okay, so Tiff, first and foremost, let's talk about your character.
I'm not like that in real person, guys. I'm nice. I'm a nice
You
person.
are. She's a very nice person. I think my first question would be, how did it feel to actually play a character, a health worker that does not, that emulates such meanness and such like hositoteli? How did that feel?
Okay, it's completely against my morals, but I would really want to say I had fun doing it, and I was happy doing it because it brought to me a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge, if I can put it that way. It's not right what these people do, but it's something that we need to acknowledge that it's there, and then we have to deal with it.
Right.
So it was 50-50.
50-50.
You know?
I feel you.
But then it had to be done.
Yeah.
Someone had to say, okay, you know what? We're standing up. We're saying it, and we have to deal with it.
You did it so well, girl.
Stop it.
No, I hear you, man.
You killed it.
So like, I think for me, I know one thing that actors and actresses do when they play a character is they channel an experience. You know, most actors will tell you that I was channeling my sadness from when I was a kid or from a certain experience. Do you or have you experienced something similar of that experience for you to emulate, or do you know enough people to say, I was playing a character that I know most of my friends have experienced?
I know a lot of people that have gone through this. I know mostly we are focusing on people that are disabled, and I think I'm well abled, as you can see. But I think my personal experience comes from the fact that I'm a foreigner in Lesotho, and I got very bad treatment or service from a health worker because I'm not from here.
Yeah.
So you find I go through certain procedures to get to see a nurse or a doctor, and then I get there and she gave me such a nasty attitude because of where I'm from. And she says to me, you know, that is unrelated to the fact that I'm here, I'm sick, I need certain kind of help.
Yeah.
So it's something that I've actually experienced, and it was easy for me to channel out that energy because I have seen it happen to me firsthand. And it was such an unpleasant experience for me, and I wondered why this person was being this certain way to me, because I didn't do anything wrong by being sick. It was beyond my control, the fact that I was sick. So it's something that I've experienced firsthand, sadly enough. And I didn't know my rights then. I didn't even know if I should speak up or if I should complain. But I feel like being in this environment and having this experience with Arasa helped me shed a light on the issue, and now I know that, okay, this is wrong. This person is not supposed to treat me in this way that they have. Do
you think your experience is an emulation or is ideally significant to what happens to people? Let's talk about people living with disabilities. Let's talk about people who are part of a community that are minorities, like I mentioned before, LGBTQI families, you know, that community. Do you think your experience is only a tip of what they experience? Because they're very marginalized.
I think it is because I've never been blind, so I don't know what they experience. But I think mine might be a tip, or it might be big since I haven't experienced anything else. But I feel like as well it touches onto the xenophobic area. So me being a foreigner, yes, I'm going to be treated in a certain way, I'm going to be discriminated, and I feel like it's the same thing with a person maybe that is an amputee that doesn't.
So Tiff, asking for a friend, after you got this experience from this particular health worker, how did you react, and also how did you recover from that experience?
It made me feel so small, very, very small. So many people that know me think I'm this proud, outspoken, well-spoken, well-handled person.
Right.
But sometimes behind closed doors, being a strong person also gets to you. And I had to sit down and really reflect on it and think about it. And I said, you know what? Instead of me using this to bring me down, I'll use it
to bring me
up. So now it's the first thing that I will mention when I get into a crowd. I'm like, yeah, I'm special. I'm Zimbabwean.
I love that.
I stand out. So it then now closes doors for someone to try and use that factor to abuse me. Rather, it opens up channels where someone's like, oh, okay, so do you like it there? Is it hot? Is it true that this and this and this happened? So it's
also shout out to you being part of the experience at the clinic and raising awareness around these issues that people experience on a day-to-day basis. And I feel like everybody else, like we already said in our previous episodes, that if you've experienced something similar, let's have a chat about it. You know, we're definitely going to interact with you, because the more interaction, the better. We'll be shedding light on everything else that happens to everyone in these spaces. Remember to subscribe to the channel. It's Lehakoe Media. Shout out to Arasa for having us, and specifically for this campaign and what it's dealing with. It's dealing with so much, but for just being part of it as well as the viewer. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much,
Thank you guys. Thank you for having me.
Yes, you know what to do. Otherwise, if you're from either of our channels, from Diamond Media to Club Konichi, you know what to do. Join the family and let's just have this conversation. Like, subscribe, share, tell your friends to the friends to be part of this conversation. Shout out to you.